Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another time here. Welcome to another time in the book club. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. This is what we gotta do every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. West African time. Thanks for coming. Thanks for making this time with me. So we're presently reading our book, The Gold Mine Effect, by Rasmus Ankersen. That's what we've been reading since the beginning of the year, and we're in the last chapter right now, which is the eighth chapter. And so that's going to take us as long as it takes us. Then we'll do a summary of the whole book before we go to our next book. Our next book is going to be The Confidence Game. That this is just a revelation, an opening of a curtain into how con artists work, how scammers work, how 419 people work. So that's what we're going to be learning next as we read this book, A Confidence Game. Confidence Game, by Maria Cover. We're just going to see how con artists use our desire for belief, our desire to be trusted and to trust against us. The intent is so that we know, so that we can gain one against them, and they lose their effect, their allure on us, right? We talk about con artists everywhere. It's just for you to gain a wisdom in the act of life. It's called straight wisdom. It's called street wisdom. I had to redesign myself. Years ago, I had to redesign myself. I came out of school with a good certificate, one of the top five in my class. You know, but yet I couldn't get a job for 2 years after my NYC. My youth service. Whereas every other person was getting jobs left, right, and center, and were people that could pay my salary, but I couldn't get a job even though I came out with a good certificate, supposedly intelligent. Also had to redesign myself, to gain street wisdom, to gain native intelligence, to know how to war in the marketplace. It's not just intelligence that's going to help you in the marketplace. You need to know how to war, how to relate, you know, how to engage in the marketplace in a way that you're able to get the advantage. You're able to get rewarded in the marketplace. Being smart is not going to be rewarded. It's the value you bring to the marketplace. So you need to learn how to engage. You know, and that's what we're going to be learning, hopefully, as we read through the book, The Confidence Game. We'll see how the scammers work and see how we can use it in the right light. We'll see how they use it in the evil, dark world, but we can also turn it around, and use it for good, for profiting. Maya Angelou once said that everything works in reverse. Every principle works in reverse. The principle that was good can be turned around to work evil. A principle that works evil can be turned around to work good. Every principle, works in reverse. It's called the law of reverse, right? If you sow, you will get the harvest. If you don't sow, you won't get the harvest. It's a reverse, right? Every principle works in reverse. So if something is used for evil, you can learn that principle and turn it around for good, right? So that's what hopefully we'll be doing as we read through the confidence game. But back to the book we're on right now is the gold mine effect. That's what we're doing right now. We're in the eighth chapter. This is going to be our fourth time reading into the eighth chapter, trying to get through it. We'll see how far we'll go today. But like I say again, we're not in a hurry. We're going to take our time, absorb everything we can absorb from it, and we'll get it done, and we'll go do a summary of the whole book. Right. So, like I typically would do, I'm going to bring up my slide here, and we're going to have a structured time together on this. Yeah, I'm sure you can see my slide if you're out there on YouTube, out there on my blogging site, you'll see my slide. And Instagram Live. We don't have the privilege of showing slides on Instagram Live, but like I say all the time, you don't get to miss anything. I say everything that's on the slide that you need to know that will bless you. But if you ever really want to see the slide, you can go up to my channel on YouTube and you'll see that, or go on to my website. My website is simply uncleakin.com. Uncleakin.com. Uncle akin.com. You'll see everything there also. So let's do it. So we're gonna jump straight into this next slide after the one we ended last week, in a bit to try and move us forward. So the title of the chapter 8 is "Who Wants It Most." We're saying that there has to be some driver that to high performance, right? High performance does not just come by wishing it. It comes by the hunger on the inside. You have to have a hunger on the inside. You have to have a hunger on the inside. The same thing with work ethics, like we would say. Work ethics, you don't buy it in the market. That's the reason why we give children chores to do in the house. It's not because we can't get a maid to do it. It's not because we can't get a servant to do it, but it's because they need it. They need to learn how to use their hands. They need to learn how to use their head. They need to learn how to use their heart. When I was growing up, I thought my parents were doing me evil, right? I'm the second born. I have a sister before me. I have chores to do in the house. But I did observe that they were a little lenient with my sister than they were with me for whatever reason. So when my sister is sick, she gets off all the chores. Right? She's pampered. When I'm sick, I still got to do my chores for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I'm a man, maybe because I'm a boy, whatever reason. I still got to do my chores. But I did observe that as a growing little child. So much so I tried to fake illness at some point in time, at some times, but yeah, I still got to do it, except I'm truly sick and they know that this is really there. But just for me to fake illness, it didn't get me off my chores. But you see, I thought it was evil at that point in time. I thought they were doing me bad at that point in time. But guess what? Today, I thank God. Thank God. Thanks to my father, thanks to my mother that they gave me chores to do, because today I have a work ethic. I have a work ethic. I see something, I do it. I don't need someone to prime me to get something done. A place is dirty, I clean it. If something is out of order, I put it in order, I do it. I'm self-motivated. I don't need any cajoling, to do anything. I learned it. It's become a second nature to me to work. Right, to work is a second nature to me. It didn't come from heaven. I wasn't born that way, but I learned it by the chores that my parents put me through as I was growing up. Right. And even that growing up went through phases, right? There was a phase when they had it over me. There were times when I was a bit free to make my own decision, right? But I decided to work. And that is why I am who I am today. That's why I am what I am today. A lot of people wonder how I'm able to do all the things I gotta do. And I gotta do a lot of things. I gotta do a lot of things. If only you know the things I do. I gotta do a lot of things. But you see, I'm able to do it because it's become second nature. Yes, that's a place of grace also. Yes. But grace works on something that exists, right? Paul said, that he did not allow the grace of God to be in vain in his life. So he worked more than, he did not have grace then. Say, because there's grace, I won't work. No, grace is an enabler. Grace will not push you and make you do something. Grace will enable you to do that which you do. You must be doing something for grace to enable. Grace is a multiplier effect. You right? Grace will accentuate that which you have. If you want to have a zero, grace times zero is still zero. You got to have something for the grace of God to work on or to work with, to accentuate and make better. Right? So you need that. So I make those the decisions to work, and it's become second nature. Yes, grace now comes and even increases, amplifies what I gotta do. Right? Thanks for stopping by, Billy's son. Thank you. Thank you for coming along. So it helped. It helped to do that, right? So for you to perform at a high level, you must be self-motivated. You must be intentional. You must be proactive. And you can't do any of this except you are seeing something. You gotta have a goal. You have to have a reason for doing it. Right? We're human beings. We don't do things for sake of doing it. Like I said, I've been saying altruism is a scam. There's nothing like altruism in life. It's a scam. Even God Almighty, our Creator, does not believe in altruism. Altruism is saying that people can do something for nothing. No, only mad people do things for nothing. Every human being in their right senses do everything that they do for a reason, for a purpose, for a end. So if you're going to perform at a high level, you must have a reason for doing it, right? Even David, we don't get to talk about that too often, right? All right. So we don't get to talk about that too often, but David did not fight Goliath for nothing. David asked the question, right? David asked the question, what will be given to the person that kills this man? What is will be given to the person that fights this man? And they say, the king will you marry the daughter of the king and all of that. David fought Goliath because of that. He didn't fight Goliath for no reason. Yes, God had trained him, God had prepared him for such an occasion as that. But that is God. God was doing that. That was God. But for David in his human flesh, he did it for a reason. The reason was what Saul was going to give to the person that conquers Goliath. So don't let anybody deceive you about doing something for nothing. That's how people perform below par. If you're going to perform at your best, you're going to put your best into something, you must have a reason for doing it. Again, I talk about our farm, my company, my business. I had to find a reason for doing what we do. That's the reason why I put in 24/7 into it. That's why I put in everything into it, because I had to create for myself a reason for doing it. I didn't want to do it just because of money. Then money becomes my master. I had to come out with a vision, a mission for doing it, and it is to change lives, right? We don't chase after money for the sake of money. We chase after money because of what money can do. If you don't understand that peace principle, poverty mentality will kill you. It will chase you to overcome you and bury you. You must always remember, we don't chase money for the sake of money. We chase money for the things money can do. You must find what is it that you want to do with the money, and that has to be your purpose, your intent. Otherwise, you have a purpose, an intent that will not make you put in your best. Will actually even conquer you, because then money becomes your master. So we decided it for us as a company was to change lives. It was to change lives, and we went ahead to even invest in our host community. Even before we put the first seed in the ground. We told them we'll do more investment, but it's gotta be what we'll make from our investment here. So what we'll do everything we do because we want to change the life of our host community, right? We want to make it a better place, right? We want to change our own lives also. Don't think I'm fooling you. Don't forget there's no altruism. I'm doing it also to make money out of it, but it's just not the holy reason. I was listening to Napoleon Hill this morning, like I normally do when I do exercise, and he used the word, right? Favor, favor, favor is for a purpose, not the blessing. When God gives you favor, when God gives you openings in life, when God begins to bless you, the reason is not just for the blessing, it's for a purpose. Is to show forth God in your community, in your world, is to glorify his name. Right? Don't forget again, the Bible says, even though this is not a biblical gathering, but the one that has created us seeks to overwhelm his world with his glory. Right? He did not create us for us, he created us for himself. And his joy is when we show forth his glory. Right? If that is your purpose, if that's your increase, your reason for doing what you do, providence will support you. Nature will support you. God will support you. God will pour into you. God will make a way for you. Right? So if you're going to have a hunger, for that which you do, you got to have a reason. You got to have a purpose. Got to be something you're pushing towards. Even scripture, the Bible says that, for the joy that is sore before him, he endured the pain, the temporary pain of the cross, because he saw what he was doing it for. Jesus put in everything he had into what he was doing, the cross, because he saw joy before him. He saw a reason for doing it. And that was why he went through that pain. Right? There was a glory in front of him, such that everything he was going through, everything he was seeing was nothing compared to the glory he was looking forward to. So if you're going to perform at a high level, wherever you find yourself in your job, in your career, in your school, in your calling, wherever it is, you must have a reason for doing it. Right? That reason might not be apparent, but you can come up with a reason. And that reason does not need to be perfect. You can always build on it. You can always make it better, but you must start with a reason for doing it. Right? Most of the people that do it in the athletics world and all of that, they catch a vision of someone else doing it. They've seen someone collecting the cup, they've seen someone collecting a medal. And the question is, if this person can do it, then I too can do it. I see the joy this person has, that because of that joy, I also want to have that joy also. Right? Uh, our dear sister, what's the name again? The American number two in the tennis world. Won the Golan Garros. The tennis opens in French recently, and she said what motivated her was when she saw Iga Swiatek, the Polish tennis player, collect the cup, the one she missed, and she saw the anthem, the Polish anthem being played and all of that, and she could see that moment. She longed for that moment that someone else had. She wanted to have that same moment. And that motivated her to be able to come to that place also. That was what motivated her to play at the level she played till she got, the moment that she saw in someone else. She saw someone else in that moment and desired it. That was what created the hunger in her for that moment. And it came to pass in her life. It can come to pass in your life also. Do you have a role model? Do you have someone else that has accomplished that which that the height along the level, the line that you are walking on? What have others that have gone before you attained? Are you seeking to attain the same or even better? Are you seeking to attain the same or even better? Then they become your idol. They become your reason. They become your role model to push even for that, right? Because there's always a price to pay. And your body will not pay the price if it doesn't see the goal. The way your body is created, it must see the reason for doing it. Like I gotta tell everybody, I say all the time, I gotta exercise just that I've done this morning, right? I beat my body, but I can't beat my body. You can only beat your body for so long if you don't have a reason for doing it, right? I don't beat my body because I feel like beating my body. It's because I see the goal, the hand, the harvest, right? That I'm going to get by beating my body. One of those harvests is what you're seeing right now because I'm beating my body. I'm putting it into shape. I put it under me. My body is answering to me for me to have this session with you. I'm not having this session with you and all linked one side. Doing like one person that doesn't have strength, I'm all sitting straight and confident, you know, I'm confident with my body agreeing with me, my mind agreeing with me, my spirit agreeing with me, my whole personality, my whole person is in congruency. But that doesn't just happen. That's because I beat my body into shape. I beat my body into shape, right? By eating well, by sleeping well, by exercising, by reading, taking care of my mind. When you do that, you beat your body, you beat your mind, you beat your spirit, and put into shape, put them in a place that they can answer to you. They are not a distraction. My body is not distracting me from what I'm doing right now. My mind is not thinking about something else, straying about. My spirit, is not somewhere else, but it's where I want it to be, because I did the work of beating it into shape. And I beat it into shape. One of the reasons is so I can have this time here, and it can be one that it can bless you. It can be one that can be impactful. It can be one that can make a difference to every single person, that gets to listen to it, to see this. Now, like I say all the time, the first person in that is me. So everything I'm saying right now, the first person that's listening to it, that's hearing it, is myself. Right? I'm being blessed by this session, and I'm hoping every other person will get blessed by it also and will change your life. But there must be a reason. If you're going to perform at your top level, there must be a reason, right? My reason for me, and one of the things I've written down, because I have and everyone should have a lifetime goal. I've written for myself what I want to happen on my dying day. When I'm on my dying bed, I know what I want to be going through my mind. And one of it is that I've excelled in this area, this calling part for me, this teaching calling part for me, that I've excelled in it, have been impactful, I've changed lives. People are grateful that I exist. People are grateful that I passed through. People are grateful that they met me, because their life did not remain the same. I did not, I was a consequential person. Everyone that makes me has to make a decision for good or for bad. I don't make people comfortable in their laziness. I don't make people comfortable in their mediocrity. I don't make people comfortable in their sin. I don't make people comfortable in laziness. I shake a table to push people to excellence, to push people to put in their best, for people to seek, for excellence. That is what I've written for myself, that I want to be able to say, on my dying bed, that I've accomplished. That's why I do what I do. That's why I have this kind of session and I've devoted time to do it. That's why I prepared for this, right? It's because I have set it as a goal for my passage in this life, right? And I want to get it done, so that on my dying bed, I will die empty. I will die having accomplished it. Heaven will know, earth will know, hell will know that someone lived, someone passed through this place, right? And you can have the same goal for yourself, whatsoever that place it is for you, right? You can have the same goal for yourself, whatever it is that's important to you in your life. Decide what it is you want to get out of it. Decide what it is that you want to get out of your life as a whole. Yeah, your life as a whole. What is it that you want to get out of your life as a whole, right? As a whole, what do you want to get out of your life or your dying bed? What do you want to say to yourself? What is it that you want to have accomplished on your dying bed, right? And begin then to do today the things that will make that happen, right? So have a lifetime goal. Have a goal for the next, for what do I need to start doing today? That will make that life goal come to pass. What do I need to have accomplished this year? That will work towards that life goal. What do I need to have accomplished in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years to make that life goal come to pass? And before you know it, the year will be done. Before you know it, 5 years will be done. Before you know it, 10 years will be done. Before you know it, 20 years will be done. Before you know it, don't waste another second. Don't waste another minute. Don't waste another hour. Don't waste another day. Don't waste another week. Don't waste another month. Start. Start where you are. Start doing something. You don't need to start big. Start where you are with what you have right now. And what you have will expand. right? You don't need to wait for anything bigger than what you have right now to start to walk towards your goal, to start to become the person you've always wanted to be. Start where you are, start with what you have, start with the time that you have, and begin to build. Start doing something, no matter how little it is. It's the little that becomes much. Start, right? So that's the way to live life. That's the way to live life, a life that's impactful, a life that will make a difference. And how to work at a high level of performance, how to bubble up from a crowd, and gain notoriety in this life. And when you gain notoriety, you produce value, you'll be rewarded for it. You will be rewarded for it. Your life cannot remain little. Scriptures will tell us that, have you seen a man diligent in his work? He will not sit with mere men, he will sit with kings. Right? If you put what you have, your best, into whatever it is that you're doing, you will sit with kings. You'll be called to the palace. You'll be rewarded for it. I just quoted Warren Buffett, during last week, and he says, whatsoever it is that you're doing, be the best at it. Whatever it is you're doing, be the best at it. Differentiate yourself in whatever it is that you're doing. This that I'm doing right now, I'm differentiating myself. I'm putting my best into it. I'm not trying to be like anybody. I don't have anybody that I want to be like. I just want to be me, but making an impact, right? When you talk about communication, there is what we call, there's an art to communication, there's a science of communication, right? The science is the same for everybody. There are basic rules, principles around communication and making presentations like this. But there's also the art to it, what your person brings to it, the rules, the heart of it, right? The science, everybody knows that. Work at the same level. Your person makes a difference. Your person that you bring to it, right? Your innovation, your act, your imagination, right? That is what differentiates you from a crowd, right? That's what differentiates you. That's what makes people seek after you. They seek after the value that you bring to the table, right? All right, I've said a lot of things. Let's go back to the slide and take it. Let's take the structured format from a slide here. Did I get that right? All right. So Rasmus Ankersen says that in his experience, top performers are able to pinpoint extremely precisely the moment that they found inspiration and thought to themselves, that's what I want to be. You see, top performers are able to locate that time when they got born again for performance. Permit me to use that word. They were able to say, this was my born again experience. This was my come to Jesus experience. At this point in time, I decided I'm not just going to be mediocre. I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be like that. I'm going to put in the effort to make a difference. Right. And don't forget, the book is about Rasmus going to some 6 different places to see how they perform at a high level, and it's saying in all of these 6 places that they went to, you could see that every top performer had one time, had their come to Jesus moment when they decided, I'm going to put in my best to be the best, right? I'm going to shoot for this height. I want to be like this person and maybe better than that person, right? So you also have to make that decision. It's a decision, right? You're not going to get high performance by accident. It's not going to be happenstance. Why? Because there's a lot to do. There's a sacrifice to get there. There's a sacrifice I make to do this, right? My wife doesn't like sacrifice I make, but it is what it is. I've decided that this is important to me. Therefore, I've canceled every other thing to make this happen. And not just happen in such a way that I'm proud of it. And if I'm proud of it, guess what? God will be proud of it also. Guess what? It's going to make a difference for people that listen to it. It's going to bless them, right? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. That's the principle, the power of present moment. If you're going to be anywhere that you are, be there. Be there. right? So I do this in the afternoon so I don't get to go to church on Sunday morning because I don't want to rush to church, rush here. This is my most important thing on a Sunday. And I get some, that would hurt the feelings of some religious people. That's why I didn't want to say it earlier, but I'll say it. Right. I don't get to go to church on Sunday morning. I can't even remember when last I did because I got to do this every Sunday. Right. I probably do when I travel. Right. But this is my most important thing on Sunday. I cancel every other thing to get this done because I've decided this is important to me. This is important on my journey of life. This is important to the one who has created me. This is the one I'm gonna answer back to him about. Right? This is my church on Sunday. Right? I just that's not yours, but this is me. This is my church on Sunday. So I put everything into it, meaning that I shut down my schedule on Sunday morning to prepare for this. Right? So most studies have concluded that the grit and persistence which characterize top performance, stem from intrinsic factors, right? The grit, the persistence, comes from something within, right? It comes from something within, like I've explained so far, because it's got to be intentional and it's got to be proactive. It's a decision that's within. Every top performer has an internal locus of control, right? People that have an external locus of control and not cannot perform at any top level, right? A top performer has an internal locus of control, has what we call a growth mentality. It believes and knows that that he or she makes a difference. It's not a circumstance. It's not we didn't lose the match because it rained. We lost the match because the other team was better than us, right? We lost the match because we did not prepare. We did not take some things into consideration, not because it rained, right? So a top performer has an internal locus of control, has a growth mentality, not a fixed mentality, right? That's important. So pure passion and love are what driven towards best to break records. There's got to be a love, there's got to be a passion. And I'm sure you can see it in my voice, you can see it in my personality, you can see it in my gesticulation that I love what I do and I'm passionate about it. I'm a normally passionate person, and I do what I love. I love what I do, right? I do what I love. I love what I do. And at this age and this point in time in my life, I really don't have to do anything. So I choose to do the things I love. And if I have to do it, I love it. I put my best into it. That's why I perform at such a high level, right? So Rasmus Ankersen's conclusion from all the study of the different gold mines he visited, is that uh the intrinsic factors, the passion, the love, it says they are far from adequate when it comes to explaining the hunger that drives top performance. Why? So to perform at the top level, you need that intrinsic factor, love, passion. But it's saying there's something more, than just those, and what he found out was that they had a goal, they had something they were shooting for, and we've said that also. Yes, you need something internal, the love, the passion, but you also need to have a reward that you're shooting for. The light at the end of a tunnel, the reward, the gold, the harvest, they are seeking for, at the end of a tunnel. It's good to, when you love something, you put in your best, but there's something else that kind of accentuates that performance. If there is, you can see the reward, the reason why you're doing it. Again, we'll say there's no altruism, right? Everybody does something for something. Nobody does something for nothing. Only mad people, crazy people, people that are out of their mind do something for nothing, right? It's not the way God created us. It's not the way God is himself. God does everything for something, right? And he created us to be the same, right? So intrinsic factors play a far greater role than we are generally willing to admit. No matter how much we like to hear it, pure love of sport is simply not enough to carry through to achieve world-class performance. Just loving the sport or loving something might not be enough, to carry to top performance. You need to know the reason why you're doing it. So uh, Rasmus Ankersen says world-class performance hunger for much more than the self-contained fascination of their sport, game, or art. Maybe it's important to add here for me also. One, I did not go into farming because of farming. I didn't go into farming because I love farming. I went into farming to help someone, right? Ever since I've learned farming, I enjoy what I do, but also, but I put it more into it again, like I said, because the reason we do it is to change lives, to change our own lives, to change the lives of everyone that comes to work for us, to change the lives of our host community, and to change the lives of a greater community beyond our host community. And we have plans for all of those, as we get ourselves sorted out, right? That's why I put my 24/7 into that, right? So it's more than just a love for farming, even though I'm getting to love farming itself, but it goes beyond that, right? That's why I made to put out what I put into it. Toby Tansa says that the law of prize money is powerful. It is. Again, that's the reason why I say altruism is a scam. Everybody does something for something. You know, first you must decide to persevere, and then passion will grow. If you persevere at something, if you do something long enough, you'll get to love it. Like I said, I didn't go into farming because I know about farming, but we've done it such long enough. We're in our fifth year. I love it. I'm becoming a master at it. I'm getting to learn the intricacies around it. And the more I learn, the more I get excited about it. Because I'm an engineer, right? I love designing. I love designing, constructing, and seeing that which I've imagined come to pass, right? I'm excited because the whole of our proposed poultry, and our poultry is 30,000 bed capacity poultry. I designed it. It's on 2.5 acres, right? I designed the whole poultry is my design in 2.5 acres. And I love the fact that I can imagine it, get the concept, design it, construct it, and see it come up. That gets me excited. That's my reward. Yeah, I love the money, but beyond the money, I love to construct things and see things that I've imagined, see it in true life. Excites me. Is who I am, right? Our greenhouse, pretty much I designed it, right? I designed our greenhouse. We put it up. It's working. I love that, right? Uh, it excites me. That's my own reward. That's why I do what I do, right? So you learn to love what you do. If you learn to love what you do what you love. If you do something long enough, put your put your best into it. The passion will come up, right? Yeah, there are things we can control in life. There are things we can't control in life. There are things that we accept and make the best of it. Like what I learned. If life happens to you, assume you planned it. Make the best of it. What would you do if you planned the life that happened to you? Do it. Have fun. Life has happened to you. Have fun while you ride it. While you ride life, have fun. Don't let life take your fun away. Don't let life take your joy away. Life has hit you on the left cheek. Have fun riding it. Assume that you planned it. Then do what you would do if you had planned it. Because once it happened, you can't undo it. It has happened. But don't let life have its last say in that direction. You have the last say on life. Because life has the reward for you just as much. Life is only asking, are you ready for it? You can control life. You can use life to your own advantage. Napoleon Hill will say that in every adversity, there's a seed of an equal or greater reward. Don't lose that reward. You're going to have the pain of the adversity, Redeem your pain. Redeem your pain. Get the reward that's associated with your pain. Don't just take the pain. Get the reward that's associated with the pain. You're going to get the pain. Get the reward that's associated with the pain. In the eye of a storm, there's a treasure. While you're going through your trouble, your pain, don't let it have a last say on you. In Yoruba, we would say, as you're crying, open your eyes because there's a treasure. There's a treasure in the midst of the calamity, in the midst of a trouble. There's something you can learn. There's something you can harness. There's something you can use that will give you an equal or a greater reward than the pain you're going through. I can talk like this. It's no theory for me. It's practical. I was in depression here 2008 to 2010, 2018 to 2020. All I do now it's using the seed, the what I learned from those times. I'm able to make some decisions, daring decisions, because I've seen death already and I'm alive. So I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man working. Death doesn't fear me anymore like it used to. I'm already dead. Don't let your pain be wasted. Don't let your pain be wasted. If life hits you, stand up. Assume you planned it and do what you'll have done to your advantage. If you planned it, make the best of the moment. Don't let have life has last say. You have the last say. Use the occasion, use the moment, and excel. Ride, surf the wave, dance in the storm, because you can. It's a choice. Make the right choice. Don't waste your life. I wasted 4 years of my life in depression. I can tell you, as someone on the other side, I didn't need to have gone through that depression. It was just that it hit me at the wrong time. I didn't have my house in order. The depression didn't gain me anything. It was just a waste of my time. I made the wrong decision and wallowed in pity party, expecting someone to come pick me up or God to come pick me up. He did not. When I saw it wasn't, I picked myself up. I could have picked myself up the first day. Could have picked myself up the second day. I didn't have to wait 2 years to pick myself up. You don't have to wait to pick yourself up. You don't. You don't have to suffer because something happened to you. You don't have to mourn more than is necessary. Again, I talk about a mentee of mine that mourned more than is necessary, and she's lost a lot. Years, pain. There's a place for mourning. When that time for mourning is gone, stop, move on with your life. We'll see an example with David. It was mourning for the child, that the child will not die. But once that child was dead, he got up, had a shower, went to worship and ate. Life continues. Don't mourn in something you can't change. If it's happened, it's happened. Adjust yourself, accept it, and move on. Don't cry over your spilled milk. Stop watering last year's harvest. You're wasting the time you could use to be productive and move forward. All right, enough said. Let's move on. All righty. So it is all about how much you truly want it. That's life. Life is all about how much you truly want it. How much do you want life? No, life is asking that question every day. Every day when I get up from bed, life is asking me, how much you truly want today? You want to snooze the alarm clock? I don't even use alarm clock. My dreams wake me up every morning. I go to bed walking on my dreams. I wake up ready to walk on my dreams. My dreams wake me up. Sunday morning is my thinking time when I exercise. Every time I exercise, my opportunity to think. So today, as I was exercising, I was thinking about a lot of things which I now have to execute. They wake me up, they keep me awake. I go to bed dreaming of them because I want it. I want it. I really want it. Nobody has to prime me to do. I want it. I've decided that it is worth it. I see the reward. I see the joy. I want the joy. I see the glory. I want the glory. It's not going to come without a price. I see the glory. I see the joy. I see the harvest. So I'm going to sow. I'm going to water. I'm going to nurture because I want the joy. I want the glory. I want the harvest. I want it enough to make the effort to work towards it. I want it enough to order my finances to make it happen. I want it enough to think about how it will happen. I want it enough to research, to research how to make it happen. I want it enough to talk to people to make it happen. I'm going to Botswana next year. I'm going to set up a business in Botswana. So I'm already engaging people that can make it work for me. I'm already planning the right time to go, the visa, setting up a business, a company. We're thinking about how much it's going to cost, where I'm going to get the money from. It's a joy I see. It's a harvest that I see. There's a glory that I see, and I want it. Therefore, I'm making the effort towards it. What do you want? What do you want in your life? What do you want in your life this week? What do you want in your life this month? What do you want in your life this quarter? What do you want in your life this half? What do you want in your life by the time this year is done? What are you doing about it? What steps are you taking today? What steps are you going to take this week to work it out, to make it come to pass? It's not going to drop from heaven. It's not going to happen just like that. You got to make it work. The Bible says, walking out your salvation with fear and trembling. You got to walk out your dream here. Walk out your dream here. Walk out your goal here. Walk out your destiny here. Right? You got to want it. Otherwise, you won't get it. Because you're wanting it is the reason why you make the extra sacrifice. We've given an example of Nani and Ronaldo. Ronaldo wanted it, so he put in the extra. He was there before the practice started. The day started. He was there long after the day had ended. Nani probably just did the minimum. Time when they said we should come, go when they said we should go. The two lives are different. The result is a judgment. The result is a judgment. It tells how much you truly wanted it. How much you truly wanted it is determined by the result. Your result is a judgment. Your result is your report card. It tells whether you truly wanted it or not. And because if you truly wanted it, it will show by what you give, the sacrifice you make. How much you truly want that thing. Then put in the extra time. Put in the extra effort. Put in the extra finance. It's all about how much you truly want it. That is a true catalyst for change. You gotta want it bad enough to be willing and able to pay the price involved. Someone was saying that they want to be like me because I'm out investing in farmland and a village, all of that. You can be like me. You just have to take the first step. I'm me, man. I'm a person of like passion, just like you are. If I can do it, you too can do it. The difference is in the steps. You gotta take the first step. I took the first step. That's why you see what you see. Take the first step. Learn from it. Take the second step. Learn from it. Take the second and third step. And keep on going and learning and growing. You'll be surprised where you end. Be surprised. It's possible. You're possible. It's possible. You're possible. It's possible, you're possible, and you're enough. You can get it. Just start where you are with what you have right now. Right? So you gotta want it bad enough and to be willing and able to pay the price involved. You gotta want it bad enough to stay through the fight and the pain. You're not going to get to the other side unless you truly want it. And that was tested for me this year. But the first rain, our first greenhouses saw the first real rain uh, this year because we built them about the raining season last year. And 5 out of 6 collapsed. Even the sixth one will have collapsed, but we had to brace it up. Just showed that they were not built well. They were not well framed. That was a 50 million investment staring me in the face. I could have given up. I could have said it's the act of God. Maybe the villagers are against me. Maybe their juju has worked against me. Maybe they sabotage in the camp or whatever. I know better. I know better. It was going to cost me, and it did cost me a lot of money to put it back. We'll put it up. We've already put back 2 out of the 5. We have another 3 coming up. The bricklayer is working on it, right? Bricklayer is doing his work. Once it's done, the installer is ready, and we'll have 5 more come up. So hopefully before the end of this month, we'll have 8 greenhouses working, and God willing, we'll continue and do the remaining 4 because our plan is to have 12 greenhouses, right? But that meant money that I could have used for something else. I had to divert to make this happen. It was a test of my resolve. How much do I really want it? Will I be defeated by a seeming shortcoming, or can I learn from it? Can I learn from it and pick up the pieces and do it right? It wasn't an act of God. It wasn't no saboteur. It wasn't just framed well. So we framed it right and rebuilt it. And I'm proud of the product that we have. Good experience for me. Learned a lot through doing that because I wanted. I wasn't put away by a shortcoming. We learned from it, did it well, and we're back in business. Right? I don't know what yours is, but don't let a shortcoming stop you in your track. The shortcoming is only asking, how much do you really want it? This is just a like to have, or can you see the value in it? Like I shared with people, I could put all that money in to repair it because I did the calculation and I saw that if this works right, it will pay for itself. So I didn't mind paying the price right now. Money I could have used for something else. Stop the poultry we're doing to get this done. Because I've done my calculation that if it works well, which is a function of us doing it, it will pay itself back and it's worth the investment. So I did it. Have you looked ahead? Whatever you're involved in, do you see the light at the end of a tunnel? Do you see the glory? Do you see the joy? You need that. Without that, you can't perform at your highest. Because again, there's no altruism. Altruism is a scam. Nobody does something for nothing. We all do something for something, whether it be physical or metaphysical. But there's something, there's a reason why we do what we do. And we're not going to perform at our highest if we don't have that prize at the end of a tunnel, at the end of the journey that we're looking and walking towards. Yes, today's joy is good, but today's joy is not enough. It has to be to an end. It has to be to an end. And how much do you want it? That will determine whether you're able to give your best, your everything to that which you're shooting for or not. Right? So, work hard. I love this by Barbara Corcoran. She says, one of the billionaires on Shark Tank, she says, work hard, stay focused, Passion will show up in ways you never expected. You can build passion in anything if you work hard at it, you stay focused at it because you see the prize at the end of the road. Passion will come up. You don't have to have passion at the beginning. All you have to do is see the joy at the end of the road. I tell people when I do exercise, I trick my brain to think that I'm having fun. Yeah, the exercises are not necessarily fun, right? I have to trick my brain to think I'm having fun because my brain thinks we're doing work. It will work against me. So I make the brain think we're having fun by telling the brain what we're going to get, the reason why we're doing it. I'm cognizant of why I do the exercise. I don't do the exercise for the sake of doing exercise. I don't work out because I have nothing else to do. I work out because I have to. My health depends on it. My heart beating at the right rate. My body well nurtured. And working on different parts of my body, right? Beating my body so that my body will work for me, will answer to me. Those are my reason for doing exercise. Guess what? The more I do it, the more I enjoy doing it. But I don't do it because of the passion. The passion comes by doing it. As I see the result, the reason why I'm doing it. Right? So remember, if you never start, you will never achieve anything. People that say, even though I could, I would give everything. No, no, no. You couldn't. You don't get to the market by just saying if I. You start. You take the first step, follow with the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth step. Right? Remember, if you never start, you will never achieve anything. If you want to discover your passion, it starts with trying. You will fail. Like I gave you an example of my failure. You will fail. You will make mistakes, but that's part of the journey. That's part of the journey. Remember, if you never start, I don't know what it is that you want to do. I don't know what it is that will make you happy. I don't know what it is that at the end of life will give you joy. What is it? You decide that for yourself. Think about yourself on your dying bed. What is it that if you are done, you'll be happy about? What is it that will make for a fulfilled life for you on your dying bed, that you'll be satisfied? Like Paul will say, I have run the race, I have fought the fight, I have done my part. It's time for me to go. Would he be struggling about going, or would he be fulfilled going empty? What is it that you love your life to have accomplished? Don't wait till you die in bed and regret. Start doing something now. Start. If you don't start, it will never come to pass. If you never start, you will never achieve anything. Start. It doesn't have to be like me. It doesn't have to be like anybody. You look inwards and ask yourself, what makes for you to have a fulfilled life? Write it down. What do you need to start doing now to make that a reality? Write it down and start doing it. If you want to discover your passion, it starts with trying. You will fail. You will make mistakes. And that's part of the journey. Ask me how many mistakes I've made. Even during this time, there's sometimes I come and I'll be saying, almost uncontrollable. You see, I'm able to do this without saying all of those, And it was about saying that, and I wanted to stop it. I was conscious of it, but I couldn't stop it. But guess what? I'm able to go a long time without saying it today, and many other times. It's because I keep on doing it. The better, the more I do it, the more fluency I get, the more confidence I get, the more it becomes a second nature for me to do. The more excellent it becomes. The more I do it, the more I push towards perfection, the more excellent it becomes. The same can happen to you. Same can be said of you. The same can happen to you. The same can be said of you. All you need to do is start. Start where you are with what you have, and you'll be surprised where you'll get to. I'm at the hour mark. It's been a good time today. I've enjoyed my time here today. I hope you enjoyed it also. Thank you, my Billy saying thanks for coming along. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope it was impactful for you. It was for me. I just hope it was for you also. Feel free, it's a series we're doing. You'll find it on my Instagram, like you're on here. Uh, you I'm on YouTube. I'm on my blogging site, uncleaki.com. You know, feel free. You have a lot more videos there. Anything, feel free to uh, for engage with me, questions, addition, whatever, and we can have a good time together. I'm everywhere on social media, I'm on LinkedIn, Thread, wherever, call it social media, I'm probably there, you know. So thanks everyone on YouTube. Thanks everyone on my blogging site. Thanks for coming along. God bless you. Enjoy your week. We'll be back next week, God willing, same time, 2 p.m. West African time. And we'll continue on chapter 8 from where we stopped today. God bless you. Thanks for coming along. Bye bye.